Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on Game 2 of the best of 3 matchup, the World Cyber Games Korean qualifying quarterfinals between Jaedong and Best. Jaedong blitzkrieged Best in Game 1 with a surprise timing attack with speed upgraded Zerglings and completely caught him off guard. Best was just not ready for it, and it was, in some ways, you've got to feel sorry for Best because he was caught unawares, and it was almost like a little bit of a trick. It was what we would, I suppose, theoretically call cheese. But the fact of the matter is, to pull off something like that in a game of StarCraft requires such immaculate skill that you've got to give credit to the person who pulls it off. You've got to give them credit for not only their skill but also the guts in doing it in such an all-stakes matchup. But I'm sure Best is no slouch. He needs to prove himself now. He needs to show that he's not going to be cowed so easily. And last time it was unfortunate for him because he did scout fairly early on. This game is being played on Troy, a map that does tend to favor Protoss players more often than not. So Best should hope to try and level the series here and take it to the deciding third game. Looks like Best starting up at the bottom left-hand corner at the 7 o'clock position, and Jaedong at the bottom right-hand corner at the playing Zerg in green at the 5 o'clock position. Unfortunately for Jaedong, he scouted in the wrong direction, but Best has scouted in the correct direction, so Best is going to see Jaedong. The only thing saving grace for Jaedong might be if he had seen that probe coming in with his Overlord, then he might have had an idea where his opponent might be. As it is, he hasn't seen that, and I think Best has got a clue where... Okay, looks like Best for a second actually pulled back there. I thought he might have a Hancock poster. I actually enjoyed that film, but it probably didn't live up to its own potential, it has to be said. So this time Best has once again gotten the scout early in Jaedong's base, stolen some minerals as well, just delayed Jaedong's mining a little bit. Jaedong looks like he's putting down the spawning pool and extractor straight away. Best straight away putting that forge down after the early scout. So he's going to be in prime position to defend against this, and I don't think he's going to make the same mistake he made in the first game where he allowed Jaedong to easily usher him away with a couple of Zerglings and then got completely caught off guard. Jaedong already mining the gas, so Jaedong is either going for some sort of a rush here, or he's going to get that lair tech up ASAP and go for some sort of tech build. Either way, Best should be in a decent position to defend this because he has got that scout in Jaedong's base. And I think one of the things on a map like Troy, which is a 4-player map and a largish map, Zerg players or any player really can try and go for strategies like this in the hope that they'll go undetected. And it is a little bit of a risk if you commit yourself to an early build, to a tech build or to a rush build. You do leave yourself a little bit open, as I fear Jaedong might have done on this occasion because Best has scouted him and Best knows exactly what's coming. Jaedong's got those 6 Zerglings out and looks like he stopped mining gas and he hasn't started checking the lair, so my guess would be that he is getting speed upgraded Zerglings, but Best is going to be well prepared for these. He's put the 2 photon cannons down and he's not going to be worried too much about it, and Jaedong actually isn't sending those Zerglings out to chase him either, so it's strange. He's got the extractor up, he doesn't seem to be mining any gas, he hasn't teched a lair, he hasn't taken his natural expansion, and really Best meanwhile has not put his Nexus down, so Best with the 2 photon cannons deciding against putting that Nexus down and really, or looks like he's going to maybe put the Nexus down now, certainly putting it down very late. Maybe he's put a gateway down somewhere in the middle, just in case. As he finally starts up the Nexus, so very late Nexus coming up from Best. Jaedong has decided to now take his natural expansion, so he seemed to have committed himself, and Jaedong really has left himself wide open here because he seemed to have initially committed himself to some sort of a rush build or some sort of tech build, and once that was scouted, looks like he produced the 6 Zerglings, didn't really do anything with it. And with a Zerg player, if you're going to get that spawning pool and extractor down so early and produce those 6 Zerglings, you need to do a little bit of damage to an opponent who's looking to fast expand, and this is not looking good for Jaedong in this game. It definitely looks like Best is going to be in a much more comfortable position to defend this time around. Also, the advantage on this occasion is that his defense is going to be up the ramp, and that's a significant difference from Blue Storm where his defense was below the ramp, so he's going to have that little bit extra, and Best just holding a couple of probes down. Remember, Jaedong's only got the 1 hash, so it's not like he's going to be able to, and Best really going all out defense. He's got a gateway up, he's put a 3rd photon cannon down. That last fight really hurt him, and Jaedong could really have played with his mind here. If Jaedong had maybe gone for an overpool again like he did the last game and then usher that probe out, he would have been in a much better position to actually take the economic advantage, considering how scared Best is playing. You can see the effect that the first game has had on Best's economy. Best, though, obviously not able to get a scout, and Jaedong looks like he's going to be committing himself to he's actually getting a Hydra stand as well as his lair up, so it looks like we're going to see a lurker attack from Jaedong coming in. Looks like that's going to be his only chance to try and break break Best's defense before he gets that economy and tech going. Personally, I'm not sure this is going to be really successful for Jaedong. I think he's going to struggle to break this defense because there's 3 photon cannons up there. I don't think Jaedong anticipates that his opponent is going to have that many photon cannons, and also considering the fact that he's up the ramp, he's got a gateway, he's probably going to have a couple of zealots on as well. I think Jaedong is going to really struggle to try and break Best's defense here. Best once again sending the probe out. He wants to make sure he does not cut off guard from anything coming from Jaedong's base. He's trying to get that probe up the ramp. Jaedong with some great micro catches the probe in the middle and takes it out with his Zerglings. So Jaedong obviously not aware of the extent of Best's defenses here, but I have to say Best's defense looks really solid. 3 photon cannons at that nexus, and that really is a conclusive effect of what happened to him in game 1. I've never seen such an extreme reaction by a player. Well, not never, but it's been a while since I've seen such an extreme reaction. Jaedong producing the hide list. Undoubtedly he's going to get them to lurkers. I don't think he's going to have enough really to affect this break, to actually take down the 3 photon cannons with the Zealot. I just think it's going to be too much. I just don't think Jaedong's going to be able to get enough in there. Jaedong has got that overlord position just north of Best's base, though. Maybe if he can research drop without necessarily researching speed upgrades, he might be able to try. I suppose it's still going to be incredibly difficult to even try something of that sort, and he would get caught off guard. Besides the fact, actually, I'm completely insane for even mentioning the possibility of some sort of early drop. Best, meanwhile, putting the robotics facility down. He's got the Stargate down. He's going to be going for a Reverse Air combo, and he's going to be in prime position to execute this. And Jaedong really is in no man's land right now. He's got those 4 hide lists morphing to lurkers, and I just don't think 4 lurkers having to get up that ramp, even with Zergling support from only 2 hatcheries, and Jaedong with a 2-hatch build here. Really, Jaedong has had a nothing build pretty much. He really didn't tech early enough. He didn't really do any damage with the Zerglings. He didn't even speed upgrade them. He's really got a bit of a nothing build. He's done no damage to effect against his opponent. And meanwhile, Best is Corsair, because Jaedong's got Jaedong with the 5th lurker as well, realizing that he really needs everything he's got to try and break this this defense. And Best with 3 Zealots, 3 photon cannons, and a Dragoon. There is absolutely no, as well as a photon cannon in his main just in case robotic support be going on. Best playing it really safe, but there is no way. And I think Best knew that he could afford to play it safe because Jaedong was so committed. And Best now immediately putting a couple more photon cannons down. Jaedong not coming in. This is going to come in himself to the attack. He's got a decent number of Zerglings. He's gotten 2 lurkers down the ramp. Another 3 lurkers within range of those photon cannons. He needs to go. Best pulling the probes out. Jaedong has managed to kill Best's defending units. 1 photon cannon still surviving. Jaedong with still 2 lurkers alive. He's just trying to get within range of that 3rd photon cannon. The photon cannon gets on. Jaedong is actually in a decent position here, but there's 1 more photon cannon just behind Best's line. A 2nd photon coming alive. Jaedong kills another photon cannon, but the last photon cannon survives, and that's probably going to be the end of Jaedong's attack because he committed everything he had to it. That actually was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought, meanwhile, unfortunately for Jaedong, because he's committed all of his forces to that attack, Best is pounding away at his overlords, and Jaedong really doesn't have the hide list to be able to do anything about it. Jaedong once again coming in with the Zerglings, trying to take that last photon cannon down desperately. Best is smart though. He used a photon cannon to target the lurker, realizing that he needed to take the lurker out. He couldn't afford to have that lurker go down within his lines, and I'm afraid that's going to be the end of that attack for Jaedong, and Best is going to take this game, and it's only a matter of time now because Best is in a very superior position in terms of economy. Jaedong coming in with a few more Zerglings. Best has now got that Reaver out as well. Photon cannon just warping in. Best has got a couple of Zealots out as well. That photon cannon almost going down, but it just about holds, just about survives, and now Jaedong knows that it really is over in this game. 3rd hatchery going down for Jaedong, as well as his Spire, but really he's got nothing to defend his overlords, and Jaedong GG's. GG. Well played by Best. He countered his opponent's strategy perfectly, and this game is a fine demonstration of the art of scouting and being aware of what your opponent's doing. Yes, Best was a little bit lucky in that his scout went the right direction, but on such slim threads do hang the hopes of great Protoss players. This is Klazart. Thanks for listening.
첫 번째 세트에 의해서 위축될 수도 있었던 그런 컨트롤이 조재욱 선수 안정감을 되찾게 되면서 이재동 선수의 그 파상 공세를 막아줬습니다. 자,